The rain poured relentlessly, drumming against the cracked windshield of an old pickup truck. Inside, David gripped the steering wheel, his knuckles white, as he glanced at his sleeping daughter, Emily, curled up in the passenger seat. Her small hands clutched a tattered stuffed bunny, a gift from her mother who had passed away 2 years ago. At just 8 years old, Emily had already faced more heartache than most adults. And now, they were homeless. David's heart ached as he recalled the eviction notice taped to their apartment door a week ago. He had lost his job at the factory, and despite working odd jobs, delivering pizzas, mowing lawns, even donating plasma, he couldn't keep up with the bills. He had promised Emily they'd be okay, but as the days turned into nights spent in the truck, his hope began to waver. That night, as the rain slowed to a drizzle, David pulled into a dimly lit gas station. He counted the few crumpled bills in his wallet, just enough for a gallon of gas and maybe a small snack for Emily. He shook her gently awake. "Hey, sweetheart, we're going to get a little something to eat, okay?" Emily rubbed her eyes and nodded, her trust in him unwavering. As they stepped into the fluorescent-lit store, David noticed a flyer on the bulletin board, * Community Dinner at St. Mary's Church, all are welcome. * His stomach growled at the thought of a hot meal, but pride tugged at him. He had always been the one to help others, not the one needing help. Emily tugged at his sleeve. "Daddy, can we go there? I'm really hungry." David hesitated, then smiled softly. "Of course, baby. Let's go." The church basement was warm and filled with the comforting aroma of homemade food. Volunteers served plates of mashed potatoes, roasted chicken, and steaming vegetables. David and Emily sat at a table with other families, some in similar circumstances. For the first time in weeks, Emily laughed as she chatted with a little boy across the table. David watched her, his heart swelling with love and guilt. He had failed her, hadn't he? After the meal, a kind-faced woman approached them. "Hi, I'm Linda. I run a shelter not far from here. We have a few beds available if you need a place to stay tonight." David's pride flared again, but Emily looked up at him with hopeful eyes. "Can we, Daddy? Please?" He swallowed hard and nodded. "Thank you. We'd appreciate that." The shelter was simple but clean, with warm beds and fresh linens. As Emily drifted off to sleep, David sat on the edge of the bed, staring at his calloused hands. He felt a tap on his shoulder and turned to see Linda holding a cup of coffee. "You're a good father," she said gently. "I can see how much you love her." Tears welled in David's eyes. I don't know how to give her the life she deserves." Linda smiled. "Love is enough. And sometimes, accepting help is the bravest thing you can do." The next morning, David woke to find Emily already dressed and chatting with Linda. "Daddy, Linda says there's a job fair today at the community center. Maybe you can find work there." David's heart leapt. He hadn't dared to hope for an opportunity like this. At the job fair, he met a construction foreman who was impressed by his work ethic and offered him a position on the spot. It wasn't much, but it was a start. Weeks turned into months, and with Linda's guidance, David and Emily moved into a small apartment. David worked tirelessly, often coming home exhausted but always with a smile for Emily. One evening, as they sat at their tiny kitchen table, Emily handed him a drawing she had made. It showed the two of them holding hands under a rainbow, with the words, "My hero," scrawled across the top. David's eyes filled with tears as he pulled her into a tight hug. "You're my hero too, sweetheart." The story of David and Emily spread through the community, inspiring others to lend a hand to those in need. David, once hesitant to accept help, now volunteered at the shelter, sharing his story and offering hope to others. In the end, it wasn't money or material things that transformed their lives, it was love, resilience, and the kindness of strangers. David learned that being a good father wasn't about providing perfection but about showing up, no matter how hard life got. And Emily? She grew up knowing that even in the darkest times, love could light the way.